On November 4th, 2019, a video titled The Human Potion was uploaded to the SML channel. And little did we know, this video was gonna mark the beginning of the end of one of the most iconic eras in SML. And about a year and a half later, on February 13th, 2021, Lance 30acre uploaded a video titled Is SML Being Sued? And in the video, Logan talks about the cease and desist letter that he received from Nintendo, where they tell him that he has to remove all of Nintendo's branding off his channel because Logan was apparently giving Nintendo a bad name, and this caused Logan to make the decision to rebrand SML, which included the characters changed into the human versions for good. But it's already been 3 years since this change was finally introduced, and you can argue about whether it was a good or bad change to SML. However, even if this change was good for SML, have you ever wondered what happened to the plush universe now that we're in a new era of SML? Is the plush universe gone for good? Well, firstly, we should go back to old events in SML and then decide if these previous events are still in the SML timeline or not. And one of the first events is Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures, where the series followed the adventures of Mario and Mama Luigi, with other characters such as Bowser, Peach, Toad, and many more. Sadly, the series never got an official ending, as it ended in episode 3 of season 3 with a to be continued screen.
Come on, Mama Luigi, we have to go get my hat.
No, okay. Yeah.
But it was never actually continued. But it's possible that the series ended with Mario staying in the dimension because the dimension Mario stayed in could have been the dimension where SML movies now take place. However, if you're interested in that theory, watch my video titled Mario is in the Wrong Dimension to get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. But if this theory is true, that would mean that the past events that happened in Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures would only be remembered by Mario, since he's the only one from that dimension. However, Marvin hasn't mentioned the most important character from that series, which is Mama Luigi, and he was even seen in Mario's email in SML movie Jeffy's New Toy, and he also appeared in other videos such as the Big Thanksgiving and in the Luigi's Mansion series. However, those videos are from the plush universe instead of the puppet universe, and he's not mentioned at all in the puppet universe, or at least that I can remember, and he was seen interacting with Mario and Toad in Toad's Mistake.
Today is not your lucky day. You touched my nickel!
Which leads me to talk about the remakes. Remakes such as Toad's Mistake and Super Mario Got Milk are not part of the SML timeline, since both Toad's Mistake and Super Mario Got Milk were made to celebrate the original videos and were never really mentioned after this. So with the assumption that remakes aren't part of the main SML timeline and Mama Luigi's few appearances also don't count, it's possible that the events that happened in Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures no longer exist in the puppet universe, since Marvin still hasn't mentioned Mama Luigi, or at least as I know of. However, even though Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures could no longer exist in the puppet universe, an old event that could have stayed in the puppet universe could be the events of SML movie Ghost Jeffy, where in the video, out of nowhere, Luigi contacts Mario and tells him that he'll be at Mario's house in 3 minutes.
Luigi? Luigi's calling me? Why is Luigi calling me? Okay, I think this is a better spot. I can hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me now, brother?
Yep, I can hear you now. So, when do you plan on coming over to my house?
I was thinking like 3 minutes. Is that a good?
But while Mario is on the phone with Luigi, in the background, Jeffy chokes on some gummy lifesavers and ends up dying and turning into a ghost. And when Luigi does arrive, Luigi brings up the fact that he can suck up ghosts with his Poltergust 5000, which gives Marvin the idea to use it on Jeffy, as he's a ghost and wants to put him back in his body. Then Mario tells Luigi that he needs help and that Jeffy's actually dead and that his ghost is in the house. And at first, Luigi's reluctant to help Mario because of his fear, but Mario convinces him to get over the fear and he captures Jeffy.
There you found me!
Mario! I can't do it, Mario! I was so scared, Mario!
Well, Luigi, suck him up. I know you can do it. Come on.
No, Mario! I'm so scared of ghosts, Mario!
Luigi, come on. Suck him up. I know you can do it. You're not number 2. You're a man. You're Luigi. You're Luigi. You can do
You're
it.
right, Mario! I'm a man! Let's do this!
But the reason I mention this old event is because it could have actually went on to the Puppet universe. Because in SML movie The Chain Letter, when Brooklyn Guy appears, there's a part where he looks at the camera and says that the backpack he has on is from the Ghostbusters movie and not from something else.
I got this backpack here that sucks up ghosts, you know, like in the Ghostbusters movie, and nothing else.
And this connects with Luigi because the backpack Brooklyn Guy had on is actually the Poltergust 5000, which is the backpack Luigi used in the Luigi's Mansion series. And even though Brooklyn Guy indirectly mentioned Luigi, he still knows that the backpack is from the Luigi's Mansion games. But since he can't mention Nintendo because of the cease and desist letter, he just says the backpack is from Ghostbusters and not from Nintendo. And if Brooklyn Guy remembers Luigi, that means other characters such as Marvin and Jeffy could also remember Luigi and possibly remember everything that happened in Ghost Jeffy. And the reason that this is a really important event was because this was the first time Luigi and Jeffy met.
Hey Jeffy, say hi to your Uncle Luigi, he saved your life!
Hey, Uncle Zoogie!
It's Luigi.
And if it weren't for Brooklyn Guy to indirectly mention Luigi, we would have assumed that in the Puppet universe, Luigi and Jeffy never met. And this event was also important because not only did Luigi and Jeffy meet for the first time, but Mario and Luigi's bond was getting better, where they had to set their egos aside and work together so that they could put Jeffy back in his body, making their brotherhood better than before. However, it's possible that everything that happened back then is also no longer part of the SML timeline, because characters such as Black Yoshi and Mario in the Plush universe always talk to each other. But in the Puppet universe, they act like they never met when Dougie made his reappearance with a different look in SML movie It's Ya Boy Dougie.
Ooh, that chicken was good.
He can talk!
Which could mean that Luigi isn't remembered, but hopefully soon we could get a video introducing the new Luigi and they could name him Louie, just like how they did for Ya Boy Dougie. But another big event that happened in the Plush universe that is possibly no longer in the Puppet universe is the event in SML movie The Past Machine, where in the video Junior, Joseph, and Cody are sitting on the couch like normal, and Cody wants to show Junior and Joseph something, and Cody shows them a past machine, which you can use to take things from the past and bring them to the future.
What does it do?
Oh, well, we can take things from the past and bring them to right now.
So it's a time machine.
Well, no, because we can't go back in time. We can just take things from the past and bring them to right now.
So we can't go back in time.
No.
That's a stupid invention.
Yeah, it's dumb. Why'd you even make it? It's dumb.
No, because we could go back and get Abraham Lincoln and bring him to right here, right now.
And with the past machine, they bring a lot of things, such as Joseph's mom, Abraham Lincoln, and many more historical events. But when Junior brings back a dinosaur, it starts destroying the house, risking everyone inside. So to fix his mistake, Junior brings back the meteor that was theorized to kill the dinosaurs. And in the SML universe, this theory is apparently true because the meteor came back. And so Cody then calls Junior out for doing that because it's not only going to kill the dinosaur, but would also kill everyone on Earth. And Junior then summons another meteor to apparently get rid of the first meteor, but that obviously wouldn't work, and now they're going to double die.
Another meteor!
What?
And I guess Cody didn't learn to not trust Junior because he lets Junior summon the theorized Big Bang, which restarts the universe.
The Big Bang!
What, Junior, now?
And then 14 billion years pass and they're back to where the video started. But instead of being a loop on what happened before, Junior and Joseph instead play around with the past machine, breaking it in the process. And this event is really important to SML as they literally messed up the timeline and nothing in the video was later fixed because everything that happened in the past also changes the future. And it's also possible that Junior resetting the universe changed the current SML timeline where seeing right now, where characters look completely different and the events that happened in the past just never happen in the Puppet universe. But to answer the question, is the plush universe gone? Well, with the example I provided, it's possible that such events as the past machine are no longer in the SML timeline, as it's possible Junior created a whole different timeline where specific things that happened in the past are no longer in the Puppet universe, and it's possible that Junior's actions actually destroyed the plush universe, creating a new SML timeline. Or it's entirely possible that the plush universe is fine and it's just no longer part of the current SML timeline, and so we have to treat them as two separate universes. But let me know down in the comments your opinion. Is it gone or is it not? Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here. Here are all the characters that have only made one appearance in SML, starting off with Brooklyn Guy Jr. He was a one-time character who appeared in SML movie The Call of Duty Blackout, and he's Brooklyn Guy's son, who constantly annoys Brooklyn Guy just like Karen does nowadays, and he kept bothering Brooklyn Guy while trying to work.
The rat!
Stuart Little!
No, he's not Stuart Little.
Can we keep him down, please?
And he ended up getting shot at the end of the video by Black Yoshi because he wanted Black Yoshi's Call of Duty, and we all know that Black Yoshi doesn't mess around with that. And for killing him, Brooklyn Guy takes that as payment for fixing their power outage.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare? Oh, I need it, Dad. I need to have it.
No.
We'll take that as payment.
No, you won't.
What?
Yeah, give it to me. I need it now.
Well, Black Yoshi.
Bo, you are not gonna get my Call of Duty.
Black Yoshi. No.
Nah, Bo, you ain't taking my Call of Duty today.
Oh my god. Oh,
You
oh
killed
my
him,
God.
Black Yoshi.
He was gonna take my Call of Duty.
I'm free. I'm free. That kid was just holding me back. I don't have to pay child support anymore. Oh my god, this is a thank you so much. Look, don't even worry about the money.
The next character is Katie, who is Cody's sister, appearing in SML movie Cody's Sister, who came to visit Cody from Wisconsin and is similar to Cody with appearance, and she also dates a doll just like Cody. She also has medical disorders, and Junior and Joseph both had a crush on her, to where Junior tries his best to kiss Katie until at the end of the video she revealed that she's also already taken by a Barbie doll.
Okay, Katie. You're really hot. You're super banging, and I like you with bam bams, and I want you to be my girlfriend.
I'm actually taken.
Take it.
Dude, she's taken, dude.
Taken by who?
By my limited edition, never been open, 50th anniversary, summertime Barbie.
Wait, a Barbie doll? What's with your family and dolls, Cody?
Yeah, that's completely.
These next three characters are Jeffy Jr. 1, Pusshole 1, and Pusshole 2, which were all one-time characters that appeared in SML movie Jeffy's Kids, where all three of them are the kids between Jeffy and his Cheerio box. Now, Jeffy Jr. looked a little bit more like Jeffy, who had a helmet and pencil in his nose. However, he was abused by Jeffy and presumably died when Jeffy put him in the toilet and Jeffy Jr. flushed himself.
Come get back and we're gonna teach you how to go potty. All right, Jeffy Jr., you're gonna stay in that toilet until you learn to use it.
But Pusshole 1 and 2 looked more like their mom, who were killed by Junior because he thought that they were just cereal boxes.
What are you doing?
Eating Cheerios. What's wrong?
Those are my kids! You're gonna pay for this!
Next is Makes Bad Decision Guy and Tim. They were both one-time characters that appeared in SML movie Jeffy's Foster Home, where Makes Bad Decision Guy is Brooklyn Guy's brother, who is similar to Does Bad Things Guy, but a little bit less evil. And Tim is Make Bad Decisions Guy's best friend, and he showed up and brought dinner for Jeffy, and also scared Jeffy out of the house when he caught Jeffy trying to escape.
Can't wait to get home. I'm almost to your front door. Just a few more steps.
The next characters are Jeffo and Kodo, who appeared in SML movie Robot Jeffy, where Jeffo was a robot replica of Jeffy created by Kodo, who Cody created to be his robot replica. And Jeffo was built to take Jeffy's place during detention so that Jeffy could just stay home and play Five Nights at Freddy's. But during detention, Bully Bill accidentally activates kill mode when hitting Jeffo, and right away he kills Bully. He then goes after Cody, Junior, and Mario.
Oh, you'll never learn!
Time to die, Daddy.
Junior, run!
Ah, Cody, what's going on? Why did Jeffo try to kill us with a laser?
But explodes when Kodo blasted him with his laser blast.
Am your father.
The next character is one of the most hated in all of the SML universe, Dewey Dunn Did It. He was a one-time character who appeared in SML movie Jeffy's TV show, where Dewey Dunn Did It saw a video of Jeffy and Mario posted to YouTube and showed up at their house so that they could sign a contract and have their own reality TV show. And after they signed the contract, Dewey just started slowly kicking them off of their own show and replaced every single one of them until they were just completely removed, and he ended up ripping the contract and leaving.
Oh, yeah. Bye-bye.
Rabbit was also a one-time character that appeared in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Pet, and the Rabbit is from the franchise The Rabbids, which was a pet gifted to Junior from Bowser. But after they let the rabbit outside the cage, the rabbit then goes crazy and starts destroying the kitchen, and Bowser decides to hit it with a hammer. And Judy shows up working for PETA, telling the viewers that you shouldn't abuse animals while she's petting the rabbit that is presumed to be the same one that was given to Junior.
See, no, that's still not okay. You shouldn't hit little bunnies with hammers. That's bad. Yes, you should not abuse animals. Also, if you like the video, you should hit that like button down there to help the animals or something. Yeah, that'd be good.
The Trend God was a one-time character that appeared in SML movie Junior's Cup, and he creates trends that just randomly appear in the world, like fidget spinners, shutter shades, Ugg boots, Starbucks, Taylor Swift, Stanley Cups, you name it, he's the one who created the trend. And there are some trends that he created that he does regret, like Baby Shark. Oh my, Baby Shark was don't even remind me.
You can have that.
A baby shark cup?
Yes, yeah, not real proud of that one, but you can have that. I must go now. I have other trends to create.
Next are the Jeffy monks, David Cross and Amber Tamlin, which were all one-time characters that recently appeared in SML movie Jeffy and the Jeffy monks. And the Jeffy monks consist of Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, which are from the movie Alvin and the Chipmunks, but in this instance are clones of Jeffy created by Cody's cloning machine. And David Cross, who's also in the movie, is an American stand-up comedian, actor, and director, and he finds the Jeffy monks on the road who are looking for a ride after Marvin kicked them out.
Okay, well, let me hear a tune. Stop, I've heard enough. You guys are good.
And Amber is David Cross's wife, who let Marvin and Jeffy into their house when looking for the Jeffy monks. Jeffica is another one-time character that appeared in SML movie Jeffy's Daughter, and Jeffica is Jeffy's daughter and sister. And Jeffica was created when Brooklyn Guy accidentally uses Jeffy's cup instead of Marvin's cup to get Rose pregnant, and then they ended up having a kid that was literally Jeffy and Rose. And so Marvin decides to get rid of her by hiring Mr. Hawk to grab her and then supposedly maybe raise her as his own.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hawk, for taking that baby. Yes, I'll Apple Pay you right now.
I have no idea what happened. Floyd is another one-time character that appeared in SML movie Meeting Charlie, and Floyd is blind and shows up to Braxton's house, and he asks Chef Pee-Pee and Junior if they can help him get to the Charlie and Friends meet and greet, to where Chef Pee-Pee ends up stealing Floyd's ticket to give to Braxton, because Braxton took his arm.
Baby, stop, baby, stop, baby! Why would you do that? You ripped off my arm! Well, you get it back when I meet Charlie. He's having a meet and greet, and you need to buy me tickets right now! I hate you, Braxton!
Pee-wee is another one-time character that appeared in SML movie Mario's Turtle Problem, where Pee-wee was the pet of Mario and Rosalina, as he was rescued from the road by Rosalina when seeing it just walking out of nowhere. And after Rosalina leaves, Bowser tries to marry Pee-wee, however Mario kills Pee-wee before anything happens because he had flashbacks of all the Koopas that he killed in the Mario game.
That's not gonna say that you can't hide now, because I'm about to light you up with my fireball! Die, die, die! Yes, he's dying!
And when Rosalina came back, Mario had Black Yoshi dress up as Pee-wee to fool Rosalina. Mark is another one-time character who appeared in SML movie The Life of Brooklyn Guy, and he was making fun of Brooklyn Guy because he did the surgery on the patient himself when it was supposed to be Brooklyn Guy to do it. But he then gets punched in the face and spit on by Brooklyn Guy due to how rude he was.
Well, my wife's hot too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she's smoking hot. She's real hot. Whenever I come home, she's all the time. I don't even think she owns clothes.
Well, maybe I should pay her a visit.
Cheez-Its Kid, Cheez-Its Kid's mom, and Joe are all one-time characters who appeared in SML movie Jeffy Sleepover, where Cheez-Its Kid was an animated character who appeared in Brooklyn Guy's story about his Cheez-Its getting stuck in a vending machine, and Joe is Brooklyn Guy's friend, and he goes up to him asking for $1 so that he can try to get another bag of Cheez-It, and so Joe gives Brooklyn Guy $1 in coins, but when Brooklyn Guy puts the coins in the machine, he finds out that the machine is broken and doesn't receive coins. So the Cheez-Its Kid goes up to the machine and ends up getting 2 Cheez-Its, one from his purchase and the other from Brooklyn Guy's purchase. So Brooklyn Guy got mad and attacked the kid because he wasn't complying with giving Brooklyn Guy his bag of Cheez-Its. So Cheez-Its Kid's mom sees this and calls Brooklyn Guy's boss, telling him that Brooklyn Guy attacked her son, but then Brooklyn Guy smells a whiff of drugs on the mom, which ends up getting her arrested, and the Cheez-Its Kid gets put into foster care later because his mom was in jail. But those are all the one-time characters I found in this video. Comment any more that you know of in the comments if you want a part 2. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here. Have you ever wondered about Brooklyn Guy's many addiction problems? And you might think Brooklyn Guy is only addicted to a few things, but Brooklyn Guy actually has a serious addiction problem, some of which have gotten so bad to the point that they ruined Brooklyn Guy's life forever. But first, let's start with a not so bad addiction, which is working. And as we know, Brooklyn Guy has so many jobs, such as being a cop, doctor, firefighter, chef, and lawyer, and pretty much any job you can name, he has it. He was even a translator for the Hong Kong Police Department. And in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s 21st birthday, during a meeting named Addictions Anonymous, where people such as Shrek and Marvin went there to talk about their addictions, which was supposed to help them overcome them, Brooklyn Guy starts off by mentioning that he's a workaholic, which means that he's addicted to working. And Brooklyn Guy says he doesn't know if it's because he likes working or if he just wants to stay away from his wife Karen, but he at least knows that he's a workaholic.
Alright everybody, my name is Brooklyn Guy, and welcome to AA, Addictions Anonymous. Everybody here is addicted to something. That's okay, we're not gonna judge, alright? We're all weirdos here. Like me, I'm a workaholic. That means I'm addicted to working. I have a whole bunch of jobs and I apply for new ones every day. Now I don't know if that's because I want to get away from my wife or what, but that's my addiction.
And this addiction isn't as bad as other addictions that I'm going to mention later in this video, but with all these jobs, it means that Brooklyn Guy is making a good amount of money. And since all of his jobs probably pay a minimum of $70,000 or more every single year on average, that means he should be a millionaire with all the jobs he has. But the reason he's not rich is probably because of his next addiction, which is real, and that's gambling. As seen in SML movie Rich Brooklyn Guy comes in telling Mario that he's no longer a doctor and that he's rich because in a previous video he bet his entire life savings on the Super Bowl that the Buccaneers would win, which ended up happening, making Brooklyn Guy rich.
Well, I called a doctor.
Well, that's too bad, because I'm not a doctor anymore. That ship has sailed like the yacht that I just bought.
You bought a yacht?
Yeah, hey Mario, ask me what time it is.
What time is it?
Oh, I don't know. Let me just check one of my 2 Rolexes that I now have. What do you want, East Coast time or West Coast time?
Why are you so rich?
Well, remember I said I bet all my life savings on the Super Bowl that the Buccaneers would win?
Yeah.
Well, they did. Thank you, Tom Brady. So now I'm a millionaire.
You're a millionaire?
Yep, and I quit all my jobs.
Every single one of your jobs?
Every single one. I quit being a doctor right in the middle of a surgery.
And then he calls his former chief to tell him that he's quitting being a cop. However, he would soon come to regret this. And Marvin wanted Brooklyn Guy to start working again as a doctor so that he can help Rose and Jeffy, who got stuck together because Jeffy put Gorilla Glue on his head thinking it was shampoo, which is actually a reference to a real life situation, but we're not going to talk about that. And then Mario asks Brooklyn Guy if he wants to go gambling, which he then agrees and goes to Goodman's portable casino.
Oh, well, buddy, I was thinking we can go gambling.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Honey, get all of our money out in gold. Let's go gambling.
Okay, Brady!
Awesome.
Welcome to Goodman's Portable Casino, where I bring the casino to you and the house always wins.
All right, I'm ready to gamble.
Which just goes to show the friends you have can actually be worse for your addictions. If you're ever dealing with anything and your friends are also doing the same thing and they start to push you, that can actually be your downfall. Just how Mario pushed Brooklyn Guy to gamble and lose all of his money. Think of how good Brooklyn Guy's life could have been. But anyway, at the casino, Mario gets Brooklyn Guy to bet all of his money and wins his first try and also on his second time. But on the last spin, he tells Marvin that he can have the winnings with Marvin because he's the reason that he doubled his money. And when Marvin hears that, he tries to stop Brooklyn Guy then. But because he won all the money in the past, he's positive that he'll win the last spin. However, nobody is that lucky to get 3 spins in a row, and Brooklyn Guy loses all of his money, accessories, and pride.
Come on, baby! Come on, 12! Come on, Brady! I need Brady!
If he wins again, I'm going bankrupt. Yes!
And this addiction is, of course, one of the worst on the list because of how addicting gambling is, with most people not knowing when to stop, and it led to them losing a lot of money. And even for Brooklyn Guy, it made him rich, but because he kept doing it, he ended up losing all of his money, which shows the problem with gambling and shows never to get greedy, because greed is what causes the downfall of all gamblers' lives around the world. I'm sure you guys have heard stories. This next addiction is what happens every single time Brooklyn Guy is stressed or tired, and that is drinking. And an example of this is an SML movie, The Life of Brooklyn Guy, where Brooklyn Guy can't sleep because Karen is all over him, but he wakes up immediately after he hears his alarm and gets ready for work. And as usual, Karen annoys him while he's trying to prepare, and he asks Karen what she's gonna make, and she gives him 2 Lunchables, making excuses for why she couldn't make Brooklyn Guy's food.
Alright, Karen, I gotta go to work. What's for breakfast?
Well, Boynie, you know I woke up late, so
Like you always do.
I wasn't able to make you your favorite breakfast.
Never have.
So I went to the gas station and got you a Lunchable, ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese, huh? Alright, well, what'd you pack me for my lunch?
Well, again, Boynie, I woke up late.
You always
so,
do.
at the gas station, I got you another Lunchable, ham and cheese.
You know, Karen, I really appreciate how much effort you put into my meals every day.
And he decides not to take them, and he goes to the hospital. And while he's about to perform surgery on Harold, he gets a call from Junior saying he needs help because Chef PB burned food again. But he found out that it was just a waste of time and wasn't an emergency. But when he comes back to the hospital, he found Mark, and he finds out that Mark performed the patient's surgery, and then they go back and forth until Brooklyn Guy ends up punching him in the face. And when Brooklyn Guy goes back home, he finds out that Karen ate the Lunchables and burned his lasagna, which is probably karma for punching Mark. And at the end of the day, Brooklyn Guy goes back to bed but is annoyed by Karen trying to tell him about her day. And the cycle repeats, showing what a day in Brooklyn Guy's life looks like, which, not gonna lie, looks pretty sad. And in this video, Brooklyn Guy is seen with his beer whenever he's home and seems to drink it a lot, somehow as a way to relax. And in SML movie Brooklyn Guy's Adult Game Night, while playing Stir the Pot, Brooklyn Guy and Karen use the cards to describe themselves, and it gets to a point that Brooklyn Guy starts to excessively drink while arguing with his wife Karen.
Okay, I'm back.
Aw, Boynie, you brought a beer for everyone?
Good joke, Karen. You should be a comedian. No, these are all for me.
Well, I went ahead and picked out the next game. It's called Spin the Dare. And you spin the arrow, whoever it lands on picks up a card, and they have to do the dare.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'm gonna spin to go first.
Well, it doesn't matter who spins first, Karen. It doesn't even matter who spins as long as it's whoever it lands on.
Boynie, it's my birthday. I'm spinning first.
And afterward, Brooklyn Guy gets more than 1 beer, showing that he's so addicted to alcohol that he needs it whenever he's near Karen. And it proves that maybe their relationship is a factor of why Brooklyn Guy drinks so much, using it as a way to escape from the real world because he's not strong enough to deal with his problems. And probably also drinks a lot just to deal with going to work, which he doesn't really seem to love, as seen in SML movie The Life of Brooklyn Guy. Which also answers the question that Brooklyn Guy doesn't love to work, but probably works as an excuse so that he can leave the house and be away from Karen. However, drinking is never a good thing and is insanely bad for your health if you drink too much, which means that Brooklyn Guy probably has liver disease, cardiovascular issues, neurological disorders, and an increased risk of cancer. And we can't lose Brooklyn Guy. He's like one of the only good characters still in SML, so we definitely can't have him excessively drinking. And the last addiction literally ruined Brooklyn Guy's life and is the reason for him not having legs. And his last addiction is an SML movie, Jeffy's Voice Problem, where Brooklyn Guy explains that he was the king of kicking people in their nuts.
Me how I know.
How do you know?
Well, when I was younger, I was the king at kicking people in the nuts.
You don't have legs.
Exactly, and this is the story of how I lost my legs.
And tells the story that in high school, during PE class, he was playing a game of kickball. But Brooklyn guy never heard of kickball and confused it as an obstacle, so he ran to someone and kicked them in the nut. And for some reason, Brooklyn guy found kicking people in the nuts to be satisfying and started to be addicted to kicking people in the nuts. And so he did it to everyone in PE, even his own teacher, and got the nickname Ballbuster Brooklyn. And then he's sent to the principal office where he gets suspended for kicking people in the nuts, but then he kicks his principal in the nuts. And when the cops arrive to arrest him, Brooklyn guy kicks them in the nuts, and in jail he still keeps kicking people in the nuts, which caused him to be sent to the electric chair. But then he kicked Pooby the executor in his nut, and Brooklyn guy even kicked his dad in his nuts when he tried to ground him for kicking people in the nuts, which caused him to be sent to a therapist to find out why he was kicking people in the nuts. And of course, Brooklyn guy kicked his therapist in the nuts, and it got to the point where his legs had to be tied up for the number of times he was kicking people in the nuts. How can Brooklyn guy kick people in the nuts if he doesn't have legs? Well, in the past, Brooklyn guy used to have legs, but the reason for him not having legs now is because everyone who was kicked in the nuts by Brooklyn guy decided that the only way for Brooklyn guy to stop was to amputate his leg, which was life-changing, as now he doesn't have legs because of this situation. And this shows that all of his addictions are actually affecting Brooklyn guy. With all seriousness, being a workaholic, which is shown to be mentally draining for him, obviously everyone needs to work, but doing it 24/7 and getting 2 minutes of sleep is never healthy, especially when he gets calls from people who don't even have a good reason to call him, and it just wastes his time. And his addictions are getting so bad that it's not only affecting him, but everyone around him, who I believe definitely want to see him get better and are worried about him because he overstresses himself. And honestly, this video is not only meant to talk about Brooklyn guy's addictions, but also to raise awareness about actual addiction. You might feel a kick of joy like Brooklyn guy did gambling, or drinking, or working to be away from his wife, but you do have to acknowledge and accept the need for change if it has gotten to the point where it hurts you or those around you. First of all, don't listen to my advice above everyone else. Seek professional help such as doctors, therapists, addiction specialists who are great at their job to support you when it comes to addiction. You'll also definitely need to surround yourself with positive people who believe in you and your recovery. Remember when Marvin told Brooklyn guy to go gamble and he lost all of his money? It is good to keep good people around you and to either try and help the bad people around you or politely say, hey, I just need a bit of space to work on myself. And that's never a bad thing. Or if they have the same problem as you, it's better to do it together, hold each other accountable. And whoever is out there listening to this, I believe you and I know you can overcome it. And if you do believe, turn to God and he'll be able to help you. But let me know down in the comments if you have any advice for Brooklyn guy, or if you do have an addiction, maybe say it down in the comments. I know this is an SML theory channel, but for this video, I'm gonna check the comments and see what you guys are saying. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here. Have you ever wondered what happened to all of Junior's pets? Because he's had a lot of them. Well, in this video, I'm going to go over all of them, how they became Junior's pet, and where they are now. His first ever pet was a fly named Jeremy, who made one appearance in SML movie The Fly. While Chef Pee-Pee and Jackie Chu are making food, Jackie Chu sees a fly and tries to kill it. However, he keeps failing to kill the fly, so Chef Pee-Pee helps him kill it, but it turns out that the fly was Junior's pet, whom he named Jeremy.
Yes, just hold on. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I got it. I killed the fly.
Junior's next pet was Krusty, who made one appearance in SML movie Junior's Pet. After watching Doofy the Dragon, Junior all of a sudden wants a pet and goes to ask Bowser for one, but he says no. And when Junior asks Chef Pee-Pee for a pet, Chef Pee-Pee gives him a piece of bread, which Junior names Krusty.
Ooh, right here. Look at him. Go fetch him! Okay! Oh, I'm gonna name you Krusty. Come on, Krusty, let's go learn some tricks.
But I actually know what happened to Krusty, as in the same video we see him die during a contest that Cody and Junior had with their pets. They had a competition about which pet could take a better bath, and since Krusty is a piece of bread, the bread started breaking apart and technically died.
Why is he dying? Probably because he's Krusty! Dead. Go, Junior. Sorry for your loss, dude.
I don't want to see him. He's dead.
Junior's next pet was a skunk that he named Stinky, who appeared in the same video after Krusty's death. When throwing away Krusty outside, Junior finds a skunk and thinks it's a kitty and takes it inside. And I also know what happened to Stinky, as in the same video when Bowser is coming back from the bathroom, he pulls the cover thinking it was Chef Pee-Pee, but finds out it was a skunk hidden in his bed, which scares him and he kills him.
Alright, I'm done with these games, Jeffy. What?
Stinky!
Oh, those?
However, Stinky could still be alive as he's seen with Joseph, who's representing PETA, telling the audience not to harm animals. But either the message was non-canon and a fourth wall break and was more so a message for the viewer, which I agree, don't hit animals like that, or Stinky is actually alive and probably went back to the wild. Junior's next pet was a rabbit who appeared in the same video after Stinky's death. However, it seemed like Junior didn't have him for long, since Judith also appears at the end of the video with the rabbit telling the viewer not to harm animals.
You shouldn't hit little bunnies with hammers. That's bad.
Which could mean that the rabbit is dead, or that it was taken away from Junior and Bowser and released back to the wild, or that it went to another family that won't hurt it. Junior's next pet was Chompy, who appeared in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s dog, because when Junior went to go outside to play with his ball, he crossed paths with Jackie Chu, who had a dog, and because Junior saw the dog, he wanted one, so he went back in the house and asked his dad. But when he asked his dad, he says he spent all his money on an 8-ball and tells him to wait until Christmas. But Junior doesn't take this well and he throws a fit, crying his way out of the room, and at the end of the video, Bowser changes his mind, but instead of a normal dog, he gets Junior a Chain Chomp, which was created after combining his 8-ball and a Slinky.
Hey, give me back Thomas! What are you doing to Thomas?
So do you like the new dog, Junior?
That's not a dog, Dad!
What's wrong with you? He's so cute. Yeah, he is a dog. What's wrong with you?
No, dogs are furry and they have tails!
Look, he has a tail. Look at the chain on the back.
But unlike his other pets, Junior took care of Chompy well, as Chompy stayed with Junior for a long time. However, it has been nearly 5 years since his last appearance, but I actually might know what happened to him, because in SML movie Precious the Rapper, we see Chef Pee-Pee as the cause of Chompy's disappearance. He was the one who let Chompy out of the house because neither Junior nor Chef Pee-Pee wanted to take him out for a walk. But my theory is that Chompy either found a new owner or died when he ran away, because when Chompy ran away the other times, he later came back by himself to the house, as seen in SML movie The Tarantula, where when on a walk, Chompy sees a squirrel and starts chasing it, leaving Junior behind, but later comes back when Junior was outside, and I'm guessing that Junior took him outside a lot at the new house, which means he should know the area and be able to come back, but if he was taken by a new owner, it's possible that he found a different home with better owners. However, it's also possible that he either died out in the wilderness, or he could have been taken to an animal shelter, which happens with a lot of lost dogs, and it's also because of the cease and desist letter that they can't really use Chain Chomp anymore. And Junior's next pet was Terrence, who appeared in SML movie The Tarantula, where after losing Chompy, Junior decides to get a new pet, a tarantula, even though Chef Pee-Pee said not to get one. However, not long after getting a tarantula, Terrence comes out of his cage and gets on Chef Pee-Pee while he's sleeping, scaring him, causing him to kill it.
You now. So hairy and creepy. Oh, I'm glad it's dead. You know what? I'm gonna make sure he's dead, okay? Look, I'm gonna spray you with some rain. How do you feel about that, Spider? You can't bite anybody today. You can't crawl on me.
But at the end of the video, it was revealed that he was alive this whole time, and Junior also finds Chompy outside while putting up the missing posters for Terrence. But I actually do know where he is, because in a vlog, Logan reveals that Terrence passed away sometime in 2018 because his basking light was left on for too long and he basically cooked to death. However, Logan replaced the original Terrence by getting another tarantula, and he returned in Spider-Ken. But 4 years later, on December 11th, 2022, Zoe, the former manager of the SML store, revealed the fact that he died there. May they both rest in peace. Junior's next pet was Precious, who appeared in SML movie Precious the Rapper, where Chef Pee-Pee gets Junior a cat after Chompy runs away. But when he goes to tell him that he got him a cat, Junior recognizes her from the time she took over Junior's pillow fort in SML movie Precious's Pillow Fort, and Junior decides to record Precious to show to his friends, but he also puts the video on YouTube, which catches the eye of Tyrone, who thinks that Precious could be a rapper, and after making a song with Tyrone, it became the #1 song across all the world, making them millions of dollars. And the real life reason to where she went is heaven, because sadly on April 13th, 2021, Logan said on Instagram that Precious, his cat that he had since he was a kid, passed away at 17 years old after being euthanized due to her being diagnosed with stage 4 kidney failure. May she rest in peace and always be remembered. Junior's next pet was Hansel, and of course he's not really a pet, but But Junior pretty much acts like Hansel is a pet and dehumanizes Hansel at this point. He appeared in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Stinky Friend when Junior and Chef Pee-Pee are at McDonald's, where Hansel asks Junior if he can have some of his McDonald's, but Chef Pee-Pee doesn't let Junior give it to him because he's homeless. However, Junior still wants to help Hansel, so he helps sneak him back into Bowser's car and both of them take off, leaving Chef Pee-Pee at McDonald's. And at the house, Junior thinks that Hansel's a pet and tries to take care of him like one. He continues to refer to him as a pet, even giving him the name Stinky. He tries to teach him tricks, but gets interrupted when the doorbell rings.
All right, Stinky, you can stay in Chef Pee-Pee's bed since he's not going to be home for a while. Try to catch the ball in your mouth.
And this really just goes to show that kids can be cruel. Imagine your kid treating another human like a pet. This is just wrong. But at the end of the video, Cody convinces Junior to let go of Hansel and put him back where he would be more happy.
But I think he'd be much happier out there.
You do?
Yeah, it's where he belongs.
You really think he needs to go back outside?
Yeah, that's what would be best, Junior.
I hope I see you again one day, Stinky.
See you on the other side, kid.
So knowing Hansel, he's probably still homeless, or he could be living outside of Junior's house in his garbage can, because in SML movie Jeffy's Country, when Jeffy backs up his car, he accidentally backs into the garbage can, which ended up having Hansel inside of it. Junior's next pet was a rat, who appeared in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Rat Problem. While Chef Pee-Pee's cooking, he's interrupted by a rat eating the cheese he placed on a plate, and at first Chef Pee-Pee wanted to call an exterminator, but Junior interrupts and suggests that he'll catch it, and Chef Pee-Pee agrees so that he can save money, but when Junior sees the rat, he wants to keep him as a pet. But Chef Pee-Pee didn't really care and still wants to kill him, so he tries to save the rat by hiding it from Chef Pee-Pee, but Chef Pee-Pee hired a rat killer to kill the rat, but it turns out that Tyrone is a rat killer who kills people who snitch, but he still volunteered to catch the rat. But when he sees Junior, he thinks that Junior's the rat and is about to kill him, until he gets scared of the actual real rat in the closet.
I thought he cared about me.
Wow, that's the biggest rat I've ever seen!
Oh, Chef Pee-Pee hired that guy to get rid of me and you scared him off. You saved my life.
But after Tyrone leaves, Junior thinks Chef Pee-Pee hired someone to kill him and tries to leave with a rat until Chef Pee-Pee stops him, who tells him to come back inside. And here is honestly a very loving moment that we see between Chef Pee-Pee and Junior.
Junior, get inside, please!
Say you love me.
No, I'm not gonna say that!
Say I'm gorgeous.
What? No!
Say it.
Junior, you're gorgeous.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit closer. Do you care about me?
I wouldn't say all that, Junior.
Say you care about me.
I care about you, Junior!
Okay, now say you love me.
I just say I love you!
However, since the rat loves cheese, I think he secretly probably went back inside of the SML house and steals cheese whenever he can, as he is a rat and you can't really blame him unless is he a human? Like a mutant human rat? Because he can kind of speak. I'm not gonna worry about that. That's a whole nother theory. And since Chef Pee-Pee has had multiple unsuccessful attempts at trying to kill pests, it's possible that the rat is probably still alive, maybe crawling around Junior's house and has a little rat hole. But since the rat hasn't appeared in any recent video, it's possible that maybe Chef Pee-Pee put a trap in the house and ended up killing him, or maybe just putting him else somewhere, like driving him away and putting him in some other neighborhood. But then he'd be stealing cheese from someone else, and then that person could bring that rat back to Chef Pee-Pee's house, and then they could have a constant war of where the rat is and stealing whose cheese, but that's besides the point. And so that's what happened to all of Junior's pets. Let me know what you think happened to them down in the comments, or if my theories are wrong. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here. SML movie's sister location will be uploaded in less than 2 weeks. The last one we got, SML movie Five Nights at Freddy's 4, was uploaded more than 2 months ago. But Logan recently made an update on when we can expect to see the next Five Nights at Freddy's video, moving the upload date from the first week of March to Friday, March 15th at the latest.
So I told you guys like a month or two ago that it would be out the first week of March. Well, the costumes are basically done. I think they're doing finishing touches on the costumes. But yeah, other than that, we'll probably film it not this week, but like next week, and then get it uploaded by that Friday. It'll definitely be, it'll be uploaded on a Friday. I don't know if March 15th is a Friday.
And the reason for the delay is that this set where Sister Location takes place still hasn't been made. And we know that Logan has been replicating the rooms of where the game takes place in every single episode, like how FNAF 1, 2, and 3 take place at some sort of restaurant, while FNAF 4 took place at a house in a bedroom. But with Sister Location being one of the harder games to replicate, and the game taking place underground with so many more rooms to explore, that's gonna make it a lot harder on Logan to create this set, because in other games you had to stay in a single room or look through some cameras to help you survive until it's 6 a.m. and you'd basically just be looking at animatronics on the cameras. And with Sister Location, it's more of a free roam game where you have to do specific tasks around the building, having to deal with any animatronics that get in your way and trying to survive at the same time to be able to leave and finish your shift, meaning you can't just visit once and not come back, like how every game has 5 nights. But to make the video shorter, what Logan does is he does only keep it to 1 night, and there's usually some plot point that makes them never want to go back. But now looking at the costumes, we want to look at Zach's TikTok where Zach and Valerie show how they make the costumes for all the Five Nights at Freddy's episodes, and Logan says that they're pretty much done with the costumes and are just making some final touches to them, with the costumes honestly looking amazing and actually replicating how the animatronics look in game. But one thing that was brought to Logan's attention by Zach was that if Logan were to make the Sister Location video into 2 parts instead of 1, then they wouldn't have to rush everything down into one small video, because usually SML videos are in the range of 10 to 15 minutes. And with so much time, money, and effort put into the Sister Location video, he could instead make it into 2 parts where he uploads one the first week and the second the other week, and then we'll be able to actually see more of the sets, the costumes, the character development, and an actual story rather than these sort of rushed videos that we've been getting with Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4, which honestly I think would be great to see, and it would make Sister Location even more different than the other videos since they won't have to rush it as fast as possible. But going back to the first video that came out where Logan made SML movie Five Nights at Freddy's, all the fans loved it, and Logan started to consider making it a series until there's no more FNAF games to make videos with. The very last one that was released being Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, where it has to take place in VR. So maybe if we get to that point, we can see Jeffy do it in VR and think that it's real. And if you're wondering why this is taking so incredibly long, even though the first few FNAF videos were way easier, just because the first and second game both take place at pretty much the same location, and all they had to do was introduce 2 new characters, being the Puppet and Balloon Boy, who appeared in the second episode, and then they would just reuse the old characters and slightly change their appearance, making them look more withered.
And let's see if I can do this. We have their costumes all in here. They're in a closet
to fit the second game way better, and that's why FNAF 2 was able to upload a week after the first one. But with Sister Location, they have to remake the animatronics because of their new appearance, and they also have to make them out of plastic, making them more higher quality. They have detailed endoskeletons, painted cheeks, and most important, they have small spaces in their bodies that split into parts of their suit, like their faces, which reveals their endoskeleton, which you can see on Zach's TikTok page, where he showcases Funtime Freddy.
Now the face like opens up. It's got these magnets in here and screws to hold it. And then I created like a spring mechanism.
Funtime Foxy.
Hey,
and Ennard.
I still got stuff to do to fix his face here.
Which from my last update on Sister Location, it seemed like they were barely starting on Funtime Foxy, but now it looks all done, being painted and everything, but probably still a work in process with finishing the skeletons and how the parts move. But I'm guessing by the time I upload this video, they'll be pretty much fully done and working only on the set. But looking at the other characters like Ennard, he looks perfect and looks to be fully done. Obviously in the lighting he does look a bit chunky and geeky, but in in the darkness, he could definitely be really scary. However, the two main antagonists we still haven't seen finished yet are Ballora and Baby, and Zach and Valerie say they have all the parts for them done, they just have to attach it to be together, and then obviously paint it and make it into one big costume. However, with Logan saying that the latest they'll make the video is March 15th, and that's less than 2 weeks away, it makes me skeptical to whether or not they can actually finish Ballora and Baby, and Logan might have to delay it even more because they still haven't started the set for Sister Location and might be waiting on the costumes first. And on Chili's channel, in the video where Logan is thinking of getting an editor for his YouTube channel, he expresses how he barely has any more time to upload 3 times a week on the main channel, upload daily on Chili's channel, and upload on the reaction channel every other day.
So I have no time because I have a daughter. You see the toys? You know, I wake up at 3 p.m. every day and I see my daughter for about an hour from 3 to 4. And then I go to filming at 4 p.m. and then I film from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. And that's what I do Monday through Thursday. I have to edit Friday's video because I have to get it uploaded the day before for it to be monetized in time for the day to be uploaded. So then on Fridays, all right, Logan, you have a day off. Well, no, on Friday I have to make the thumbnail. So I make the thumbnail and I upload that. Great. So I finally have a day to relax. But no, I got to get a vlog out every day. So then I vlog every day. And then reactions. Me and Tito just filmed reactions. That's the green screen. So now I have to upload reactions every other day.
And so with Logan barely having time to upload content on all 3 of his channels, and having to take care of his daughter Lily and spend time with Chili, and with Zach and Valerie still working on the costumes, there could be a possibility where Logan has to delay the Sister Location video again just because of how complex it is with the location, characters, and plot. And with Logan promising before that the Sister Location video would drop in the first week of March, but didn't, it means that if they're not done by March 15th, it could happen again with another delay, and then they might end up taking some shortcuts and the video might be bad or rust just so that they could upload it on the designated day. Like in the first SML Five Nights at Freddy's video, to keep it around the 12-minute mark, Jeffy just started punching all the characters that got in his way and trying to make it to the car and escape.
Yeah, it's 2v1! Oh, okay!
Yeah, I'm gonna turn you into Freddy Fazbear!
Yeah, let's get him! Get him! Just get him! Get him! Take his head! Suck that! This weapon!
Drive!
I'm guessing you lost?
No, Foxy's chasing me!
Oh, shit!
However, what could fix the rush is that if they actually split it up into 2 different episodes like Logan was thinking, and that's what I think that they should do. But going back to Jeffy just punching the animatronics for plot convenience, there's no way that Jeffy should be able to knock them down. It should be impossible, because if you look at the stature compared to Jeffy and how heavy they are being made out of metal, there's no way that Jeffy should be able to even land 1 punch. However, this could be actually Jeffy-ku just because of the way that he was speaking, so then I guess it does give an explanation. And so for the Sister Location video, I want to see Logan go all out on this, and even if he does have to delay the video once more, it will be worth it. When the video does come out, it'll end up being amazing, and having a rushed or unfinished video, especially on one as important as this, it's honestly going to be sad for all the work that Zach and Valerie put into the characters and sets, and it just won't be worth it. So if we have a delay, I won't be too mad. I'll just be a little bit sad, but I will rather have a very good video, or maybe even 2 videos if they make a part 1 and part 2. For example, just like how they go all out for the Jeffy's birthday series with explosions, chase scenes, and they get all the nice comments because of it, they'll do the exact same with the Five Nights at Freddy's videos and make sure they're done well. And hopefully this will inspire Logan to make more of this super high quality series, just so that we can get some really high quality videos where they go all out, because Logan did say that he wanted to start uploading these better videos, and with Sister Location looking very promising because of all the hard work that's being put into it, Logan could then see that, hey, these really high budget videos do very well and the money that's put into it is worth it. And I guess we'll have to wait and see. So my guess is that the Sister Location video will be uploaded probably on March 15th because they'll find a way to get all the sets and costumes done. It's just that they might have to delay. There's a small chance they might have to delay, because the crew needs to find a place that looks just like sister location, find all the props for it, put it together, maybe even make multiple rooms, which then obviously they will have to split it into 2 parts, where they'll film at one location for the first part, and then this first location and second, third, fourth, however many sets they make for part 2, and we'll see how they incorporate that into the story. But if Logan does make another vlog about sister location, I'll definitely make another video updating you guys on every single detail, so we'll know when it comes out. And if you all want to be updated in real time, go follow Zach on his TikTok page at @ZachRito_22 and show some support to him, because they've put some insane work on these costumes. But let me know down in the comments what you want to see in SML movie sister location. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here. Have you ever wondered what's actually gonna happen on Jeffy's 20th birthday? August is near, which also means that Jeffy's 20th birthday is near, which is crazy to think that Jeffy is gonna be 20. Now, we all have our own opinions on Jeffy, but the one thing that we can all agree on is that he made SML super huge.
Hey, you want to see my pencil?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
My name is Jeffy. See, it says it on my shirt. Jeffy.
And so every one of his birthdays seems to be a huge SML movie. So let's figure out what's actually gonna happen. Well, since Jeffy's 18th and 19th birthday videos were well received, I think there's definitely a high chance that Logan is gonna make Jeffy's 20th birthday more expensive. But at the same time, it's also very unlikely, because Logan did get hurt while filming Jeffy's Fast and Furious. And I don't really see Logan making that big of a video for Jeffy's 20th birthday due to how dangerous it could be and injure Logan even more. So let's make 2 speculations. Either Logan is making Jeffy's 20th birthday a high budget video and he's doing it anyway, or he's gonna make it like a normal video because of his injury. This way we can know what to expect based on which direction Logan takes. But before I continue, I would like to give Decree Hair a shout out for this idea. If you have any ideas you'd like to see me make a video on, leave a comment down below and hopefully I'll use it. So first, let's go over Jeffy's birthday if Logan is making it a high budget video. Well, in both Jeffy's 18th and 19th birthdays, there was a chase scene with Screwball and Nancy because they wanted a cash reward for kidnapping people and offering to return them for a large sum of money.
Guys, that's my dad! He's gonna save us!
Mate, you should ram him.
What, ram him?
Ram him.
Okay, I'm gonna ram him.
So SML will most likely include some sort of police chase or action scenes with weapons, explosions, or other high budget things. However, if there are going to be explosions or a high speed chase, who is going to be the main antagonist for this video? We know that there's usually going to be an antagonist for there to be justification for a high budget video, but who could it be? Well, there are a few characters who it could be, and the most likely, sadly, would be Nancy. She's already come back once, and there have been multiple times where characters were presumed dead but came back to life. For example, there are many times where Simmons is presumed dead.
Simmons, please don't die. I need you. You're my partner. Oh, look, here comes the doctor. Doctor, please tell me, is he gonna make it?
Hey there, there's no easy way to say this, but he's not gonna make it.
But according to Brooklyn Guy in SML movie Jeffy Plays GTA 6, characters who die do come back unless it's a big deal like Nancy, but he also said that she might still come back.
I do think he perished in the car explosion, but I don't think that's canon. I think that might just be for this video, because like usually when people die in videos, they do return, unless it's like a really big deal, like Jeffy's mom in the SML movie for his 18th birthday, and even that's like kind of iffy, like she might come back. I mean,
which did end up happening. As in SML movie Jeffy's 19th birthday, she had Screwball follow a trail that took him to a shed where she was, and she said that she was shot in the head, but is hard-headed and didn't die. However, that makes sense. But she definitely should have died with the van exploding. But she also said that she was able to escape before it exploded, and I'm assuming that she went into hiding ever since, so that nobody had a clue that she was alive, and so only before Jeffy's 19th birthday, that's when she led a little paper trail for Screwball to follow. But then she died once again in Jeffy's 19th birthday, and we're assuming that this is the end of Nancy and SML. But the last time she was supposedly dead, she came back 1 year later on the exact same day, so I wouldn't be surprised if she came back with a whole new plan, even more devious than before. Perhaps instead of looking for money or fortune, this time she could just come back for straight up revenge. In her most recent appearance in Jeffy's Mother's Day, she did exactly that, and she kidnapped Jeffy with intentions to kill him, and it did turn out just to be a dream.
Oh, Jeffy, wake up! Wake up, Jeffy!
Wake up, Jeffy! Wake up! Wake up!
Oh, what's going on?
But I could see her returning for one final time, at least so she can have a final appearance that'll give her a better ending than just how it ended in Jeffy's 19th birthday. Or maybe even in this final appearance, she could see a redemption arc where she realizes the errors of her ways and seeks forgiveness from Jeffy and the others, which would provide an end for her character, but also add a layer of complexity to her story, making her more than just a mindless villain in Jeffy's life. We could also expect to see Screwball make a reappearance for Jeffy's 20th birthday, and since Screwball was supposed to wait in the cop car at the end of Jeffy's 19th birthday, but ran away because the cop car was exploded, Brooklyn Guy then mentioned that this could all very well happen again, which is possibly hinting at the plot of Jeffy's 20th birthday.
We don't have a car, mate. It blew up in the explosion.
Wait, if we don't have a car, then how is the clown waiting in the car?
I don't know. I Ubered here.
Is the Uber still outside?
No.
Oh, he ran away. Yeah, the clown definitely ran away. This could very well happen again.
And if we see Nancy again, it would also be cool to see Does Bad Things Guy come back. I've seen a lot of people in the SML community want Does Bad Things Guy to come back for Jeffy's 20th birthday and be one of the main antagonists. And since I feel like both of them would try to seek revenge and try to go after Brooklyn Guy and Jeffy for what they did to them, we could see Brooklyn Guy and Jeffy team up and see Does Bad Things Guy and Nancy battle them. And we could have a scene where Does Bad Things Guy fights with Brooklyn Guy, and in that same scene it could be Nancy fighting Jeffy. Or what could happen is that we could have a redemption arc for Does Bad Things Guy but not for Nancy, and Does Bad Things Guy and Brooklyn Guy's fight ends, and then Does Bad Things Guy turns on Nancy and tries to help Brooklyn Guy and Jeffy. And this kind of depth of character where we can see their true personality have conflictions inside of itself is what makes videos really good. If you remember in SML movie Jeffy's Parents, which I'm pretty sure is still the most popular video from SML of all time, as it had like 90 million views before it was deleted. If you remember in the video, what made it truly memorable was the display of genuine emotions and depth for the first time in a long time. So imagine getting that again on Jeffy's 20th birthday, where Brooklyn Guy and Does Bad Things Guy fight, and then they come to talk about their differences, and Brooklyn Guy forgives Does Bad Things Guy for what happened. And although it would be interesting to see Does Bad Things Guy make a return, I would say it's unlikely that he does, as his last appearance was in 2017 in The Secret Door, but who knows, maybe he's alive and secretly he was the one who was Dr. Me, who was one of Brooklyn Guy's many brothers. Or instead of seeing Does Bad Things Guy make a return, we could actually see Mr. Winkle be one of the villains for Jeffy's 20th birthday. If you remember one of his appearances in SML movie Cody Goes to Kindergarten Part 5, he lured Alex away from the rest of the class.
Wee! I'm on the rubber ducky! That's a really good duck impression, Alex.
Hey there. Hey, little kid. You want some Sour Patch Kids?
Yeah?
Yeah? Well, I got a whole bunch of them in my van. Come on.
Okay.
And you would expect Mr. Winkle to appear in the next episode of Cody Goes to Kindergarten, but that wasn't the case. And now that Cody Goes to Kindergarten ended, who knows if we're ever gonna get an explanation as to what happened to Alex after he was kidnapped. And with Mr. Winkle appearing in the most recent video, we can expect that maybe something's gonna happen where Mr. Winkle tries to kidnap Jeffy by teaming up with Nancy, or even just with Screwball. And maybe we could even get an explanation as to what happened to Alex Alex during this time. Maybe during Jeffy's 20th birthday, Alex will come out running and he'll save Jeffy because maybe Mr. Winkle forgot to tie him up or something along those lines. And assuming that Screwball is gonna appear in Jeffy's 20th birthday, I don't really see why Mr. Winkle can't also make a return in this video, with intentions of kidnapping more kids, especially if the plot of Jeffy's 20th birthday is similar to the last two. And so I can see both Mr. Winkle and Screwball acting as so-called child protection services, wearing costumes and pretending so that they can kidnap multiple kids without seeming suspicious. And if they are successful, I can see them taking the kids to Nancy, where she'll probably find a way to profit off of it. But before she can do anything, Brooklyn Guy and Simmons appear to help, which will probably lead to some kind of gunfight or chase scene, and Brooklyn Guy and Simmons will end up either arresting all three of them, or those three will die in the gunfight, or maybe it'll even be a mix where Mr. Winkle gets arrested, Nancy gets shot, and then Screwball escapes. However, I think if SML is gonna bring back Nancy, they've gotta do something different. She's gotta come back as Zombie Nancy, at least, and hopefully they'll give her a redemption arc. And afterwards, she'll either appear more often and try to change her ways, maybe even trying to be a good mom to Jeffy, or she'll just never appear again and it'll be a happy ending. And I honestly do hope that Jeffy and his mom's relationship could improve, because for years, Nancy has appeared to be a deadbeat mom who cared more about money than her own son. However, there might be some good in her heart, as there's good in every human heart, no matter what. And there could be a scene where Nancy remembers the day that both Jeffy and Phoebe were born, and then that could cause some kind of change in her. And if you think about it, this is exactly what happened to Marvin at some point, because in the earlier days of SML, he seemed to hate Jeffy because of all the bad times that Jeffy got Mario in trouble because of his actions, and also he was annoying Mario a lot, seemingly on purpose. But in SML movie Jeffy's Parents, we saw a side of Mario we had never seen before. He did send Jeffy back with his biological mom, but he cared enough about him to hide him in his house when he ran away from Nancy.
All right, Jeffy. I'll let you in for a few minutes until your mom comes back.
Really, Daddy?
Yeah, just only for like 5 minutes until your mom comes back.
Awesome.
All right, Jeffy. You're gonna sit right there until your mom comes and gets you.
You found my cat piano, Daddy?
Yeah.
I thought you ate it.
Well, I did, but I threw it up because it was gross.
Were you playing my cat piano, Daddy?
And if you remember in SML movie Locked Out, Jeffy locked Mario out of the house and didn't let him back in, which led to Mario even getting arrested. And when Mario had the opportunity to take revenge and do the exact same thing back to Jeffy, Mario instead let him in the house, saying that it was only until Nancy came back, but he ended up adopting him in the end of the video.
I cannot understand a word you're saying.
I guess I'll adopt him.
Which was before he even knew that Jeffy was getting millions of dollars that his father, Jacques-Pierre Francois, left for him before he died. So if Mario was able to have a change of heart towards Jeffy, who's to say that Nancy can't also have a change of heart and apologize to Jeffy for the pain that she's caused him for years? This would not only give Nancy a better ending, but it would also give the perfect end to Jeffy's birthday videos being dramatic, likely turning them back into regular birthday videos moving forward. And speaking of regular birthday videos, now let's look at how Jeffy's 20th birthday would be if it was just a regular video. And I do want to say before going in, it's possible that the ideas that I'm going to say for the normal video will be in a high budget video. This is just what I'm saying that could be in the low budget video. And the character that I can also see coming back for Jeffy's 20th birthday is Jacques-Pierre Francois. And the reason I think that he could make an appearance at Jeffy's next birthday is that in the past two Jeffy birthday videos, Jeffy's mom has been the main antagonist. However, this time, instead of Nancy being the main antagonist, we could see Jeffy's father becoming one, or at least playing a significant part in the plot. And what I mean by significant part in the plot is that he could come back for Jeffy's birthday to show him love, just for him to show his real intentions of taking Jeffy. Perhaps he would use his fame and wealth to convince Jeffy to leave with him instead of staying with Marvin, and Jeffy has shown a passion for drawing, as he's been seen drawing very well. So maybe he would accept the offer to go with him, possibly to learn about more art, or it could be that Jeffy just wants to go with his biological father. However, this would force Jeffy to decide whether he wants to live with his biological father or stay with Marvin. So who would Jeffy pick? We know that Jeffy will most likely continue to live with Marvin, not only for the sake of the channel, but because Marvin was the one who cared about Jeffy and took him in when nobody else did. But if Jacques were to appear in Jeffy's Jeffy's 20th birthday, why would he suddenly want to see Jeffy? Because he hasn't really shown interest in Jeffy before, so why would he out of the blue come on his 20th birthday? Well, maybe instead of only seeing Nancy appear on Jeffy's 20th birthday, we could see both Nancy and Jacques team up together. I have theorized that they might have been involved with the murder of their daughter Phoebe. Although all signs do point to Woody, it's possible that they were also involved with hiring Woody to do it. And if this is the case, maybe they'll settle their differences so that they could also take revenge on Jeffy. However, I don't really think Jacques would have a reason as to why he should help Nancy, but maybe after Jeffy beat his team and Jeffy plays soccer,
We won! We lost? I'm selling the team! Guys, we did it! Yay, we won!
Jeffy, you did it!
No, we did it! Yeah!
he would help Nancy to show Jeffy a lesson. But with Nancy going all out for her revenge, it's possible that Jacques could turn on Nancy and end up giving her her final death. Hopefully, I really hope that if Nancy does return, if they bring her back for Jeffy's 21st birthday, I'm gonna be mad. But here's another thing, Nancy might need Jacques to be part of this stunt because she might need a lot of money, and we do know that Jacques is very rich from selling his paintings, and she has been seen with weapons before, and I doubt that she obtained them by buying them, so maybe for this time she would need Jacques' help. However, since she failed not only once but twice, this time he might appear to have more involvement in the plan. But here's another thing, Phoebe could also return.
Hello?
Hey, I'm Phoebe! Buzz, Buzz!
No, Phoebe, no Buzz, get out of here!
You wanna see my crayon?
And I'm not saying this as if it's logical, but I'm just saying this because SML does like to bring back characters that should be dead. And although her puppet is ruined as seen in the newest Puppet Closet tour, it's possible that she'll appear with a different look, possibly as an official SML puppet. And you might be wondering, how would she appear if she's dead? Well, she did die with a hit and run when Jeffy and Phoebe were trying to learn how to ride a bike.
Okay.
Whee! Whee!
Alright, Phoebe, I'm gonna let go now, okay?
Okay, go, go, go!
Oh, Phoebe! No! Stop! Phoebe! Phoebe, are you okay? Phoebe! Wake up, Phoebe! Talk to me!
But we've only seen her in Jeffy's dreams and never seen her interact with Mario and Rosalina. For Jeffy's 20th birthday, Jeffy could have a nightmare of Phoebe and wish that Phoebe came back to life, which would then cause Phoebe to appear physically for the very first time. And we have seen this before in SML movie Jeffy's Birthday Wish, because in Jeffy's 13th birthday, the whole premise of the video was that Jeffy wishes that his birthday lasts forever. However, when he wished that, the solar eclipse was happening on the same day. So by Jeffy saying that he wished his birthday to last forever, the solar eclipse didn't move and blocked the sun, causing the world to go into a panic state.
The solar eclipse is happening right now! Jeffy, hurry and make a wish!
I wish today would last forever. Yay, Jeffy, you made your wish! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And Brooklyn Guy tried many things to move the moon, but none of them worked. And although it seems like they're doomed, Mario realizes that it was Jeffy's wish that caused the solar eclipse not to move. But Rosalina suggests finding someone else with a birthday to use their wish, but Mario and Brooklyn Guy ignore her just for Brooklyn Guy to say the exact same thing, which makes no sense. But then they find the homeless guy who has the same birthday as Jeffy, but he ended up just wishing for beer. But in that same video, we find out that Brooklyn Guy has the same birthday as Jeffy, and he wishes for everything to go back to normal.
I wish everything was back to normal.
So Jeffy could do the same thing for his 20th birthday, but in this instance he could wish for Phoebe to come back to life, since he did seem to care a lot about his sister when she was alive, and he would be overjoyed to see her again. But I could imagine there would be a scene where Marvin would freak out, especially if he would have to take care of 2 kids moving forward. But it would make sense that Jeffy thinks about his sister on his birthday, since they are twins and they would have the same exact birthday if they weren't born around midnight. And so if he wishes that, it might not end up with a happy ending. There could be a scene where Phoebe switches clothes with Jeffy just for Nancy to come back to get revenge on Jeffy, just for her to find out it was Phoebe, and if Phoebe was really back, back, it's possible that Nancy would kill her again because she thought it was Jeffy. But if she realized that Phoebe wasn't Jeffy, it's possible that she would drop her off at someone's front door, just like she did with Jeffy at Mario's house.
I love that dream. Wait, who's at the door? Oh, they ruined my dream. Hello?
Hey, you want to see my pencil?
What, who are you? What are you doing here?
My name is Jeffy.
But if she does come back, I could see this being the end of Phoebe. But what I'm really hoping for is that Phoebe actually could stay, but maybe she'll stay at another person's house, like she'll be Penelope's sister and stay with Brooklyn guy, and then they could both celebrate birthdays together, and Jeffy's 21st birthday could be him spending the day with Phoebe. And who knows, maybe when Jeffy turns 21, Jeffy will finally start growing up and say goodbye to his old life and be ready to enter a new stage of life and become his own man. But we'll really just have to wait and see what happens on Jeffy's 20th birthday to know. Then we might have a better idea of what could happen on Jeffy's 21st birthday. But let me know down in the comments what you think is gonna happen on Jeffy's 20th birthday. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.